Alright, the video cut out on me. But anyway, as I was saying, so I'm gonna have to do this whole thing again. The difference is that the A minor pentatonic has different, some notes taken out of it from the A minor. It's it came from Japan, but anyway, it has the F and the B taken out, which are really gross sounding notes in that key, but so yeah, here it goes. Here's the more linear pattern. It's 5-7-8 on the low E, 5-7-8 on the A, and then 5-7 on the D. Here's what I would normally do with this scale. I generally wouldn't keep it in that shape because it's kind of boring. What I do is I go 5-7-8. What I do a lot of times. 5-7-8 on the low E, and then I'd go 5, and I'd slide up 7, 8, 10. 5-7-8-10 on the A string, and then I'd go to the D string and play 7, slide up to 9, 10, 12. So far we have 5-7-8, 5-7-8-10. That little slide in there, and then 7, 9, 10, 12 with the little slide, and then I'd go 9, 10, 12 on the G, and on the B I'd do 10, 12, 13, 15, and then 12, 13, 15 on the high E, and then, you know, you have your option of sliding to the A, or, you know, bending, or maybe you want to start, just end it there, like maybe you're, so, play that whole thing slowly. Get a little bit of the whammy action. You have one. Why not? But, now, what I'm going to touch base on real quick, alternate picking and economy picking, because, I mean, some people prefer it, so I might as well point it out, you know, because personally, I think alternating picking, which is just up and down the entire time, no matter if you're changing strings, you know, going down the string, it's still going to be, like, following the pattern. What I mean by this is, let's say you're doing this A minor, I'm going to do the box shape, let's say it's going, you know, 5-7-8, but so the picking pattern's going to be down, up, down, and then when you're jumping down that string, it's still going to be an upstroke. So you gotta follow the pattern. I know it's going to feel awkward at first, and you might even favor economy picking at first, which when I started out, I did nothing but starting on down when I went to different strings, which isn't the same as economy picking exactly, but it is a little. I'll explain that in a second. So, you know, it's going to be down, up, down, up, down, up. Oops. So down, up, down, up, down, up. Oops. What is wrong with me? So down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Well, you get the picture. You're just on the pattern no matter what. So what economy picking is, if you're jumping down a string, you're starting with a downstroke when you get to that string. What I mean by that is, you know how we start up with an up when we got to the 8th string, or the 5th string, we were going to an up, because we were following that down-up pattern. Well, because we're jumping down a string, we're going to start with the downstroke, no matter what, when we're going down. So, like, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. You get the picture. Now, what we would do with economy pick, when we're going up, we're going to start with an upstroke the entire time. So, you know, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. You get the picture. That covers the different styles of picking that people use. And the trick is, by the way, to get fast is absolute minimal movement. You know, that will speed you up way faster. And it's like I said before, do not play faster than you can. You do not want your arm to tense up. It just doesn't work. And you'll feel miserable playing, and it just looks way cooler anyways if you're like chill and people are like, wow, this guy does this effortlessly, and you're like, yeah, I know, I'm amazing, but not really, because you're just shredding up and down a scale. But anyways, besides the point, so forgot what else I was gonna cover now. Darn. Sorry. I guess I can give you a real quick example of... Oh, I remember now. Never mind. The pattern shredders use a lot, by the way. Now, and this is what I mean by patternized things, and you need to learn your scales all around the neck, because in order to do this, basically, in any key, and that's what allows me, you know, to just mindlessly go through my entire fretboard doing whatever, because I know the whole scale throughout the neck, so it gives me like the freedom, you know, to go. Anyways, so here's the pattern that shredders use all the time. It's on the high E string, 5, 7, 8, 7, 8, 10, 8, 10, 12, 10, 12, 13, 12, 13, 15, and then actually, I'll go throughout the whole thing. So 12, 13, 15, 13, 15, 17, 15, 17, 19, 17, 19, 20. If you had a bit, you know, done to that high E on the 22nd, which you might not have a 22nd fret. I mean, if you're playing a Fender, you probably have 21 frets, but you know, you can bend up to that note from there if you want it. Malmsteen does it, so it's a bit more of a stretch, though. If you're doing this on acoustic guitar, I don't recommend that. So yeah, practice that with the click. Practice everything with the metronome. Everything, you know, in no time, you know, you'll have it. And trust me, I didn't think I was ever going to be able to do that. I was watching Malmsteen, you know, when I first discovered him, then with Jason Becker, Steve Vai, I'm like, man, how did they do this? This is ridiculous. There's no way, you know, I always felt like I'd just be stuck. So, I'm playing my chords, and playing my pentatonic scale, which there's nothing wrong with pentatonic, I'm just saying. I thought I'd be like stuck in that forever. That's great and everything, but you know, to break out of this little box shape, you need to learn it all across the neck. That's like a complaint, like a bunch of guitar players have when they're first learning to improvise. It's like, oh, how do you move up and down the scale? Well, it's like, well, have you learned your scale across the neck? And they're like, no. Well, you need to do that. That way, you know, like you can move your A minor pentatonic. Yeah. So that's about it. Practice makes perfect.